Welcome to my 193rd video on my work with OO gauge. Another weekend, another train show. Well, I guess the lead up to the Christmas season is a natural time to hold them. There's another one even closer to where I live just next Sunday. But this past Sunday I was up to Bingeman's conference centre in Kitchener for the Kitchener train show, and I thought I'd just do a quick video showing what I brought back. Nothing too startling really, but a few odds and ends that will keep me occupied sometime and or find their way onto the layouts. Here's everything that I brought back this time. 2 locos, 1 coach, 2 books, some pieces of 003 rail track, several little kits, a slightly foxed 00 signal cabin, and a very rickety old metal tunnel. Oh, and a strange tool. What would you make of the tool seen at left here? I'm assuming it's for decoupling tension lock couplings. Well, that's what I bought it for anyway. I only paid $1 for it, and if it does a decent job of undoing couplings, it'll be well worth it. Actually, I just tried it, and it seems to work fine. Much easier to use than my own improvised tools with plastic bits on wooden handles, so that was a worthwhile purchase. This is a mainline Royal Scot, which for some reason came with an unused piece of Hornby track attached to it. These old mainline models are notoriously iffy with their split chassis, poor drive gears and plastic wheel inserts, but they do look quite nice, and I was given to understand that this one actually runs. We shall see. I only paid $45 for it. My main thought was that I might experiment with trying to convert it for 3-rail running, as I'm already quite well supplied with 2-rail Royal Scots. I do already have a 3-rail Royal Scot, a converted Wren model, but it would be nice to have 2. And honestly, the detail on this one is better than the Wren. I'm not sure what to make of this stuff about realistic hiss and characteristic chuff-chuff. That will be something novel to check out, and if it's annoying, hopefully it'll be possible to disable it if it hasn't already been disabled. The second loco that I bought was this little 060 tender engine. I believe this is an old Triang 3F that has been quite nicely refinished. I know this one runs because the vendor demonstrated it for me on a test track. I paid $55 for it. I'm not quite sure about its fate. It may just run as is on my main Hornby layout, or it may also be a candidate for 3-rail conversion. The coach is a Wren Pullman, rather nicer than the old Hornby and Triang ones, I think. It has simplex couplings but insulated wheels, so it could run 2-rail or 3-rail. I generally try to stop myself buying books, as I have thousands and they do take up house room. But these 2 books focus on core LMS engines that I'm particularly interested in, and flipping through them they seem to feature a really interesting selection of pictures beyond what can be readily found from a web search, so I was happy to pay $8 each for these volumes. I did buy a couple more pieces of 3-rail track. I've basically finished the track work on my 003 rail tabletop, but it's possible I might have occasion to replace something or to fiddle with some addition. I didn't have any half curves left, so I took this opportunity to pick up several at a good price, and I also picked up another right-hand isolating point, as I just had occasion to replace one of those on the tabletop. This new one will need a bit of work, as someone has shorted out the moving contacts with solder, so it won't isolate as it is, but I think it can be fixed. I bought this additional 00 metal signal cabin. I'm not sure that I really need another signal cabin for the layout, but I suppose there might be a reasonable place for a second one. This one is a bit chipped. I'll try it on the tabletop and see how it looks. It might not be easy to match that paint for touch-ups. I've seen rumours that Hornby themselves couldn't get that paint anymore at some point, and that was the reason they switched to a different colour for later models. Not sure if that's true, but I've heard it. I picked up a couple of little kits. I've used the Model C in foam boxes before, and they're not too bad, although the way the doors are done isn't really right. The colour's a bit weird, too. I thought I might put those gas lampposts on my 00 station. I'm not sure if they'll look appropriate. I'll try them. Really, there should be some sort of lighting on the platforms. Just a few more porters. These are fairly old models, but plastic, not metal. Always good to keep the staff busy, and much cheaper to buy these at a train show as opposed to on eBay. This is just a little kit for a private owner wagon, rather similar to the Slater's private owner wagon kits that I built just a while ago. I only paid $3 for it, so I can't complain. I tend to accumulate potentially interesting kits as I come across them, especially if the price is good, as I really like to fall back on building kits if I just want to pass some pleasant quiet time when I'm not occupied with other things. Here are the remaining parts of that Cambrian wagon kit. Looks okay. I'm not sure about those plastic wheels, but I'll try them, and if they don't seem too good I can probably fit something else. This is another little kit that I acquired under the same rubric as already discussed. This one cost a little bit more, but it does look as though it might be quite interesting, and a 1926 British lorry will certainly fit with my preferred prototype of operations in the 1930s. Finally, I picked up this rather mangy metal tunnel. I'm not sure whether I'm really going to have this on the table railway, but it just struck me as having something of a charm of its own, and it was only $5. So there we are. One way and another, many of these items will doubtless show up in future videos.